On this side, we have a normal gaming PC.
And on this side, things are about to get really slippery.
Because we're bringing you the 2024 Mineral Oil PC.
After a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Mono and their G1 Neo audio mixer. The G1 Neo is a gaming audio mixer that features an eye-catching RGB design while delivering superior audio performance and enhancing the visual appeal of your gaming and streaming setup. The G1 Neo not only has a killer aesthetic, but it has a built-in Pro preamp and 48-volt phantom power to maximize your XLR microphone's potential. Each button and knob is independently operated and convenient to use, especially for gamers and beginners in the live streaming space. It features direct monitoring, multiple audio control knobs, custom sound effects, and more. With this one-click mic and music mute functions, you get precise control over background music and voice output, making it easier to block the background sound. And despite all these amazing features, it has a compact design that allows for seamless integration to any workspace or gaming setup, so you can stream with ease. And if you're not sold yet, just know that we use Mono equipment here at the Toasty Bros headquarters to record all of our voiceovers, even this one right here. For more information or to buy the G1 Neo today, check out the links in the description down below. Now, let's get back to that video.
So for the quickest disclaimer ever, we have done a lot of Mineral Oil PCs, and I mean a lot. Even Linus Tech Tips said we were kind of the authority on Mineral Oil PCs now.
The whole Mineral Oil PC thing was like my thing for a long time, and a group that has kind of carried that torch a little bit more has been Toasty Bros. First Mineral Oil PC running Windows 10 and filling it up, 4 million views from 8 years ago. AMD FX 9590. They do Mineral Oil PC stuff.
But all jokes aside, it is not a fun product to work with. It's very slippery, it leaches all over everything around it, and on top of that, your components are basically unusable afterwards. So that is why this time we're switching it up, and we're actually going to be water cooling this liquid, which is really weird.
And the main reason we're doing that is because no matter how we do our Mineral Oil PCs, they always run way too hot, the pumps don't work effectively enough, so we decided, hey, Mineral Oil, the main reason you all are doing this is you just want to have a showpiece, something that is submerged in liquid. For people who don't understand, it's technically oil, but it is a liquid, and it looks really cool, but the practicality is not there. So by adding a custom liquid cooler to the CPU, we keep that really cool look of a Mineral Oil PC, but also make sure it stays functional and not overheat and become a hazard.
So now that the disclaimers are aside, you keyboard warriors go ahead and go at it, but we're going to be building a Mineral Oil PC, and let's go ahead and go over the parts.
For the star of the show, we have the Ryzen 5 8600G, which is the latest Ryzen 5 APU from AMD. We decided to go with the 8600G over the 8700G because the performance difference for the price is definitely not there, and honestly, it's going to run nice and cool, have pretty good integrated graphics, and yeah, it's 8000 series AM5. We had to go with that for this Mineral Oil PC. And speaking of AM5, we have an awesome motherboard here. We have a Gigabyte Aorus Elite AX B650 motherboard. We went micro ATX because again, we need a compact build with this fish tank that we're going to be using, and we could have gone even smaller mini ATX if you wanted to, but based on the measurements we've done, this will fit very nicely and perform very well with our 8600G. And of course, we had to go DDR5 memory, and of course, we had to go RGB. This is the TeamGroup T-Force Delta DDR5, 32 gigabytes of 6000 megahertz. This is the black memory that is, well, RGB. It looks absolutely beautiful and plenty of capacity for an APU like an 8600G. For the SSD, we have the Solidigm P41 Plus 1TB Gen 4 SSD. Plenty of storage for this PC build, and again, Gen 4, we gotta go latest and greatest with this build. And to power the APU, we have this FSP 450 watt SFX power supply. We had to go SFX, so we need something very compact that's not gonna take up a lot of space in the fish tank. Same with the motherboard and everything, and 450 watts for an APU build, which again, all these parts are kind of going in this with the idea of it being its last life. We're not gonna be doing mini upgrades with this. 450 watts is more than plenty for this particular use case. Now, as we mentioned in the beginning of this video, we are gonna be using an all-in-one liquid cooler to cool the CPU to give you the best of both worlds. Proper cooling with this CPU, and also have the very awesome looks of a Mineral Oil PC. This right here is a BitFenix AIO that we've recently taken a look at that has kind of a custom loop block to it, where you can actually see the fluid running through the block, and it is RGB, so it looks really cool and will stand out in this build. It's gonna run nice and chilly with this very beautiful AIO. Now we're gonna let Jackson talk about all the parts that make up the actual Mineral Oil portion, all the lube, the case, all the mods we have to do to fit this in nicely, and then we're gonna get to building because it's gonna be a process and it's gonna get slippery.
So normally, you know, Matt would talk about the case now, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna show you guys this PC case that is totally 110% designed for gaming PCs. This is the Height Y Fish. So in total, this tank is 5 gallons. This is actually, I think, an Aqueon Mini Bow 5. I've always bought a different tank. Normally I used to buy this like 7.5 gallon or 7 gallon tank that had a little bit more room, but since we're not doing a GPU and we don't need to put a big pond pump like we normally do inside of here, I decided let's try to just go as small as possible so that it's easy to move. And on top of that, I think it's fun trying to make it as compact as it can be. So then we also have some other accessories to put inside, such as blue rocks, or like a bluish green. This is gonna be fun. We've never done this before, but you know, as Matt kind of pointed out, this still needs to have something cool going on with this. So it's like, what if we get some movement in the oil? So we got this big, up to 100-gallon air pump that is going to go to a couple of these tubes, and then we have some bubble stones here. So we're gonna hide these under the rock, and ideally we're gonna get some really cool constant bubble effects. I don't really think that's gonna help temps at all, but who knows, maybe it'll help move the oil around. We got some USDA food grade oil, which is funny because back when Matt and I first started building these, we used to just go to Kroger's or Walmart and buy like the quart-sized jugs, and let me tell you, we looked like some freaks buying 100 jugs of that stuff. We had to come back multiple days, but now we just go on Amazon, buy this stuff. It's very viscous compared to what we used to buy back in the day. And then I think the only other thing that we really have over here in terms of customization is like a little acrylic board. So this is going to hold our micro ATX board. And ideally, we'll be able to pop this in here, which this kind of looks micro ATX the more I look at it, or mini ITX, so we'll see what size it really is. Regardless though, it should fit. So this is it, guys. I mean, this is a mineral oil PC. This is our, what, 8th or 10th probably at doing mineral. Oh, I forgot Jonah picked this out. Sorry, I forgot your favorite part, Jonah. Jonah has said it had to have some liveliness to it, and he wanted fish, but we told him you can't put fish in mineral oil before any of you guys comment. He argued with us a lot. He said, is it really that big of a deal? We said, yes, Jonah, it just isn't gonna work out. So, Jonah, what would you call this?
I'd call it an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem.
We have a little bit of everything on here.
This guy kind of reminds me of you, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see it.
He kind of has that Jonah vibe about it.
Yeah, so this one's definitely going to be, I know we did one where we had a little pirate ship in it before, but it's been a while since we've really had one that's going to be aesthetically pleasing, more so than performance oriented, but I'm super excited to put it together.
Now, one thing we do have to mention, and if this is your first mineral oil PC, you might be wondering, how the heck does this work?
That's a
We've
good
done
point.
a lot of these videos, but the basic thing to explain is mineral oil is non-conductive compared to water that conducts electricity. If you put a bunch of PC parts in water, it will conduct electricity, short circuit itself, and it will all die. This is non-conductive, so the parts will work perfectly fine in there and not short themselves out and die. That's the simple explanation on how it works. And while it doesn't work great for cooling because it's so thick compared to water, it does look really cool because you can actually submerge components in it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a fun concept, and we've done so many of these, and I'm excited to see how this one will turn out.
All right, well, we basically have the PC built. And yeah, it doesn't really look like a PC, but everything that we need is here. We could actually go ahead and start gaming on it now if we wanted to, but we're gonna go ahead and test fit it and see what we would like to do in terms of mounting it. We're either just gonna glue this acrylic piece in, or we're gonna make those brackets I was talking about earlier so that it could be serviceable, but in all honesty, we probably would never service this thing.
No, this is kind of its only life. It's going to be a little APU mineral oil PC until it dies. So I guess let's just test fit everything and see what we're doing. It's gonna be just like this.
I got you tight fit.
Yeah.
Cutting. I don't honestly know what, maybe. So.
Boys.
Like, doot.
But yeah, we won't have to do any major cutting, it looks like, for the lip, because we can just run our cables through here and plug everything up to the I/O. You want to show them on camera?
Yeah, that's definitely a first. So
that.
literally we can plug stuff in and just have it come out the back. It'll be hidden. Normally we have to do so much cutting on these things.
So yeah, looking pretty good.
So what I was saying, Matt, I'm thinking for the epoxy, it's not gonna look super pretty, but basically, so this is touching the acrylic, right? So epoxy along this whole like back here. And then I'm thinking up top, just filling this gap.
Ooh,
so it's gonna be a little bit, yeah, because I'm like, okay, we could spend 2 hours, an hour going through the Dremel, cutting all of this plastic out, ruining some of the integrity of the tank, or we can just epoxy it crooked. Like they did crooked?
Cricket?
You only know from the side though, Jonah. He's onto something.
So then we just cut this right here, and then it'll go flat. And then it'll be an even
I
better.
don't want to cut stuff today.
But yeah, we won't have to do any major cutting, it looks like.
All right, so we're putting in some Loctite clear silicone, which is actually used for acrylic and glass aquarium repairs. So it kind of works out. No, wait, we gotta do the ultimate test. Make sure our short and nubby's still. Oh yeah, baby. Can we still get to that screw?
I think it's time for us to let this dry and come back tomorrow.
Yes.
It is day 2, and we're actually streaming over on twitch.tv/ToastyBros and YouTube Toasty Clips. Guys, say hi in chat. Come on.
They
say
got
hello.
to see it first. They got to see it first.
Hurry, chat. Say hello. Say hello. Look at him. Oh, there's only you two nosy. Come on. Hey, there's our people. Hello. But yeah, guys, we are streaming, and they'll be able to see it first. Go follow if you guys want to see the content first. But now we got to figure out how to run the tubes on this thing.
So yeah, one thing I did do off camera that isn't that big of a deal, but while I had the glue out, I mounted a power button.
You know, we always forget power buttons, so I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, well, that's why I did it off camera, because I was like, I'm going to forget if we don't do this. So I think for the radiator, we're going to mount it probably around back here. Originally, you know, I was under the impression we were going to need to cut out a big spot for the I.O., but we kind of talked about the whole gap to where we can secretly run our I.O., which is pretty cool. So we can mount this really anywhere. We just need to cut a spot for the tubes, and right now it's pretty close to being centered. So I'm just going to kind of basically say right in this vicinity here. So we're just gonna like that. These are gonna be some really ugly marks, guys, so just bear with me. And then we'll have it come over, and I think that should be enough. Guys, we do have nice tools. We have Dremels, we have all kinds of things, but I'm all about laziness.
It's gonna work, watch this.
I feel like, yeah, you know what, you're right. This is, oh, that's a clean cut too, look at that.
I mean, you bought these for that one mod. It cut through like thin metal, so.
That's a good point. And this is thin plastic. I mean, it's actually a pretty, I might be able to do better with these than the Dremel.
Oh, look at that, that's clean.
That's not super clean,
Yeah,
but
it's clean AF.
That's, guys, you gotta remember, we're the Toasty Bros. Our standards, extremely low.
And like so.
Oh my God. Wow.
It just kind of
I
works.
knew that was gonna just work.
It just kind of works.
We 3D printed these. So they're basically shelf brackets that I modified to where I added like larger holes so you can get a screwdriver through, but the idea is this is going to be the stand for our radiator, and I perfectly measured them. I think they're 105 millimeters apart for the screw holes. So in theory, should be able to find a good spot. See, I think that the AMD stock bracket screws are basically like coarse thread power supply screws. Where's the screwdriver? Here we go. Okay, where's the thinner screwdriver at?
Let's find all the tools.
So then, these are kind of in the way here a little bit, huh? All right, so we're thinking the brackets are a little longer than I realized I made them. So I know originally I said, oh, we could have it far back here, but you know, for it to fit right, it's gonna need to be right about here. So we'll just grab a Sharpie and mark the holes. We'll drill the holes, and then we have a ton of nut and bolt kits for literally occasions like this. Here we are. We made some pretty good progress here this morning in this short amount of time. That's what I was thinking. I think this is the smoothest mineral PC we've ever done, so it's probably gonna leak. But we got pretty well cable managed. We don't have a power supply in there yet, so we do have to do that. But you guys kind of are getting the vibe, and man, this thing's gonna be spacious, even though it's smaller than a lot of the other ones we've done.
So yeah, we get the power supply in there, plug everything up, and then we should be off to the races at that point. We gotta get the tubing figured out for the air pump.
Yes, which that can probably literally just as well go through the back, so it's hidden. And then we get to put the rocks in, we get to put the decoration in, and then we get to pour the oil, which I know you guys are going to love.
Pour time.
All right, update. We now have the build basically complete. I mean, at this point we could actually test and make sure that it displays out, but you know, we like to live on the edge. So I think we'll go ahead and work on getting the bubble stones in here, because before we put the rocks in, which is kind of gonna support the power supply, we actually have the power supply cable behind the motherboard, kind of holding it in place, and I think that looks really cool because you'll be able to see the fan spinning from the inside. So we will have multiple forms of movement. We're gonna be able to see that liquid moving on the block, we'll be able to see the fan and the power supply moving, and we're gonna have those bubble stones that'll be powered off of that right there, which is a 100-gallon air pump. It's gonna look really cool. Let's go ahead and get those ran. All right, so we're gonna run two tubes, one on this side of the board and one on the other side of the board, and we'll probably have the stones like maybe kind of off to the side like this, so that we're not like filling the tank with so many bubbles that you can't see anything inside the build. Now the tubes they're not working with me, they're a little bent. They don't have any clamps or anything, so you just hope that the oil doesn't lubricate it so much that it slides off, you know? I feel like it'd be kind of cool like that. So this would give us like a kind of diagonal. Let's grab the silicone, and we'll actually glue this down just so that they don't move on us. Oh my God, the cables. Oop. All right, so we just gotta let the epoxy dry for a few minutes. But while we do that, this would probably be a good time to see if it works. We really don't want to go much further without knowing that this works. So once we pour these rocks in, it's gonna be really hard if we need to take anything out and put it back in. So we'll grab a monitor. This would be so cool, but it'll leave the racing sim on all the time. Let's test the power button. Oh. Let me plug the PC in.
Yeah, I was gonna get it plugged in.
Are you ready?
Yep. Oh.
You guys see how it looks from the front. All right, so the monitor already got something, so this is promising. So we're good.
Yep.
Matt and I are gonna go ahead and get Windows installed just to make sure that the RGB is good, because for some reason we noticed that the fans are really dim, so it might just really need software. So let's go ahead and do that. So Jonah got the RGB synced up. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Do you wanna show them the rocks?
Yeah.
Over there, yeah.
So we got some rocks. Get your rocks off. This is Spectra Stone, Premium Aquarium Gravel. And
Oh, I wonder if one thing that we never do,
Clean
we have a
them?
strainer? Yeah, strainer.
yeah, we should probably clean them. We haven't done that before. We
'Cause
actually, do we have a
they-
strainer though?
I don't know, but yeah, they get nasty if you don't. Like you get all the, yeah, it'll be hazy for a while.
How do we clean them? Do we actually run water through them
Yeah.
or do we oil through them?
Run water through them and then just let them dry, or like pat them with a paper towel.
Okay. But yeah,
Heat gun,
these
whatever.
will look really clean in the bottom. And we got the color coordination to get as close as we can to match these rocks. We can always fine tune it a little bit once everything's put together. We have that white light from the case on it. But it's coming together very nicely. Again, Jackson mentioned a couple times, it's probably our easiest mineral oil PC we put together and probably the cleanest without something super jank going on. So glad to see it's working. Let's wait for all this stuff to dry and then we should be at the rock phase. All right, guys, it is time to pour our clean rocks into
We did a lot of
this.
work.
Yeah,
on
there
these rocks.
was a lot of cleaning done with these rocks, but we're gonna start the pour. I'm gonna go like this.
Nice and gentile. These things are probably gonna bounce around. Watch your, yeah, there you go.
Whoa! Okay.
On the ram.
Can we pour some in that back corner or? It's adorable.
What do you think, Jonah? Or, and Matt? Where'd you guys put it?
Like right there.
Sink it down a little bit.
Thoughts, Jonah? Thoughts?
I like it.
I think it's pretty cute.
Yeah, that's sick.
You look really good in there, Jonah.
A little froggy. I'm gonna put this over, see what this looks like. Cause we'll be able to, I love when we don't have to have the lid off to pour the oil. So we can get like the full experience. Cause we got like a little access port in the front. Or we should be able to pour through. I hope we have a funnel. Otherwise it's gonna get messy.
Now, we'll say we are going to run Heaven while we're benchmarking. The only thing is, for some reason, Afterburner just doesn't want to give me CPU temp. I only have GPU temp, which would be the iGPU. So we'll be able to tell that because that's under full load, but I won't be able to run CPU temp. We'll run like OCCT afterwards and show that. But while the fill-up is happening, you'll only be able to see a couple of things like GPU temp. Okay, first time Jonah feels the oil.
He's never felt mineral oil before.
Rub it between your
Rub
fingers.
it around.
Ugh.
Do you see what we're saying about it? Like it's warm, it's,
It's got like a really thick texture to it.
yeah.
It's fill-up time.
Oh my God, it's always so scary. The best part about this, Jonah, is once we're done, is moving it.
Oh! Oh no!
Didn't think about gravity. Who wants a discounted build mat? All right, let's clean this thing up a little bit now. If you ever really want to shine something, Jonah, you just use mineral oil. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing Apex Legends. This is a big team battle, which is a new mode to me. But we are currently running 1080p, no upscaling or anything, and we're running like pretty much low settings.
Yeah.
We're getting 70 FPS.
Typical APU performance, but really what we're just keeping an eye on is those temperatures. We still can't see the actual CPU temp, but we'll run OCCT after we do our gameplay just to show you guys what it's running at, but we're maintaining with the GPU around 40 degrees Celsius, which is ideal.
But yeah, so far, I mean, the tank's not even like, it's not even warm, which is great. Our old PC, the last one we guys built, if you want to check out the video, it's on the channel, that thing would have been like 1,000 degrees by now. Oh, I'm so bad. Getting 75 FPS and what's still considered to be like a AAA tile is pretty cool.
So you can get him a couple kills.
It's not even leaking so far. I mean, this is just, what more could we ask for?
Oh!
Okay. Oh my God. He's cracked, he's cracked. He's not even facing.
Yes! You killed
Yes.
Gmail!
Dude, how is this guy tracking me while I'm in the sky? Ooh. Oh my God. All right.
All right.
You know what?
That-
I think we got one kill. I'm happy with that because I'm playing in Mineral Oil right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and hand this over to Matt, and I hope he has better luck in Fortnite.
I'll try my best. All right, guys, of course, we got to test Fortnite, and we're running performance mode, far view distance, everything else on low. A little bit stuttery, but this is my first drop in Fortnite, so I imagine that will get a little bit better. But again, this is not designed to be a APU benchmark video. It's more or less just to see what the temperature's looking like, and this is gonna be even less demanding, so obviously we're gonna run even cooler on that iGPU, and we will still run a stress test on the CPU after this, I promise.
Where are these people? Oh,
Right there. Ah!
see, he's already up to a better start than me. Oh, he's got the pickaxe out.
What are you doing?
Oh, he didn't even see you coming.
But yeah, I'm gonna give good old Fortnite a pass. Let's go ahead and run good old OCCT, and from there we'll be able to see the maximum temperatures of the CPU, because unfortunately MS Afterburner is not working with that, and then we'll kind of wrap this up because so far successful mineral oil cooled computer with 8000 series Ryzen. All right, so we'll let this run longer off camera, but on the initial run, it looks like we're capping out about 63 degrees Celsius running a CPU and RAM stress test, which is actually pretty respectable. We're actually going down a little bit to 56, 57 degrees, but all in all, this thing is cooling really nicely. This setup works really well to actually have the cool look of mineral oil while also having functionality in terms of cooling. And yeah, this was a cool experiment. Definitely our cleanest mineral oil PC so far. So let's go and wrap this video up real quick.
All right, you slippery viewers, we got the Mineral PC built and successfully working. We benchmarked it in Fortnite and Apex. We also tested out Heaven. We tested out OCCT. No crashes, no major stutters. It ran just like an APU should, and it's definitely a big upgrade temperature-wise over any of the ones we ever built.
Now, obviously, it goes without saying, we don't recommend this for most people because, again, these PC components, this is its life. They ain't coming back out without a lot of deep cleaning or drip drying for a long period of time to be used in anything else. And honestly, this is probably what they're going to be forever. So just a little bit of a warning if you plan on embarking on this project yourself, which you can by using the links down below. They are affiliate links, they do help us out, but it is a bit of a challenge to get working. But if you do like the aesthetic of this, this is a very cool way to do it without having to worry about the overheating issues that do come with mineral oil, because on its own, it is not very good at cooling and very hard to circulate through a pump and radiator to make work properly. So again, let us know in the comments down below what you think of this iteration of our mineral oil PC, and if there's any other ones, I don't know if we're gonna do it, but I wanna hear from you guys in the comments down below if there's any other ones you want to see here on the channel.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
This Mineral PC will not be for sale at PCBros.tech, but we will have our old Mineral Oil PC for sale for probably dirt cheap. And on top of that, if you just want to build that's not all lubed up, we got you covered.
PCBros.tech, we sell high-end gaming PCs, budget laptops, and all the stuff that you want at PC Bros. Just buy a PC today. The lube's getting to my brain, guys. See you guys later. Use code ToastyBros on checkout, 3%. Bye.